When you think of the word super heavy, vehicles on the German tech tree are probably the names that you're going to be thinking of. Vehicles like the VK100.01P, the Tiger II, the VK168, we got the Lerva. There are so many incredibly heavy tanks. Even at tier 9, you got the Maushin, at tier 10, you got the Maus. It just goes on and on and on. And these vehicles, they do weigh a literal crap ton. 168 crap tons to be exact for this one. And, you know, the VK100 weighs 120 tons. The E75TS is weighing in at 80 tons. Like, it is incredible how heavy these vehicles are. But none of these vehicles are the original Super Heavy. That goes to the title of the KV-5. This is an incredibly heavy tank. 100 tons. One of the first vehicles ever to break the 100-ton mark. It has 1,400 horsepower and a top speed of 40 kilometers per hour. All that stuff sounds actually really, really good. If you are able to ram somebody in this tank, even other German super heavies, you can take off quite a hefty chunk. The gun for this vehicle is two different types of guns. You have the 175 pen gun, the original 107mm, and then you have the upgraded 107mm, but it has much, much worse DPM. Now, sticking with the originality of this vehicle, we're going to be using the stock gun, but personally, I do prefer the higher pen, because that premium at 275, 45 more than the premium we have, is easily cutting through frontal armor of vehicles like Mauschens, E75s, other German super heavies. Yeah, the gun we're running, good luck with that. You gotta aim for, like, the cupola, and even then, it's a really, really tricky penetration. Now, the thing about the KV-5 is it used to boast incredibly strong armor. Vehicles like the IS-6 used to carry this gun, the 122 D30. Now they carry the D30A, but originally their guns had 184 pen or 175 base without calibrated, and like 220-ish or 217 on the premium. That's not a lot of penetration compared to nowadays, but that's just how the vehicles were. And when you look at it, a vehicle like the KV-5 is very well centered towards a vehicle like that. You know, it's got 188 millimeters there, 190 on the back, 183. So originally, when one of these vehicles with its 175 base pen was aiming at a KV-5, it was incredibly hard to penetrate. You do have weak spots here and here, but overall the vehicle was very, very hard to cut through. Nowadays, vehicles like the Emil 1 with their 217 base pen literally cut through the entire vehicle. That is the downside of the KV-5, is the gun no longer really is amazing. This gun, believe it or not, is the same gun that used to be on the T150 and the KV-2 if you run the other gun. So that is a big downside. Now the good news is that the KV-5's armor is still quite troll against tier 7 tanks, especially ones that are unsuspecting and think that their standard will cut through when it really is a very troll tank to penetrate. But we are going to be showing the mighty Soviet steel and what it is capable of doing in today's video. Now if you're wondering why I'm doing a video on such a random vehicle that you wouldn't ever expect to see a video on, by the way, look at the sheer size difference of a IS-3 to a KV-5. It is quite incredible. But the thing is I figured, you know what, everybody always talks about the German super heavies, so why not make a video on the KV-5, an incredibly fun tank, and a vehicle that I don't know if I would love to play every day, but it is quite a rare vehicle that you don't see all too often. But that is a perfect example of the armor. It really is non-existent. In fact, yeah, like you'll get bounces every now and then, but overall, you don't expect to get them all too much. Of course, when I say that, I get a bunch of bounces, but yeah, don't expect them. That is not what you normally want to get out. Well, I guess that's normally what you'd want to get out of this vehicle, but it's not normally what I expect to get out of this vehicle. Now, we got vehicles like the T29 off to my side. We got the Yo. Let's get another penetration in the U. And there we go. Another pen easily cutting right through my frontal armor. The armor on this tank, yeah, it really could be better. But hey, you know what? We got a nice pen into the T29. We do have a lot of deadly tanks on my side, though, as well. We got the M7 Yo up top. We do have the T29 as well, but I'm hoping that we're going to be able to get a nice pen into you. Let's load in a premium and BIP. Thank you very much for 338. This gun does have way more DPM than the others. So what that means is I can actually afford to load premium here and go right through this T29's upper plate because I'm still basically gaining the DPM I'm shooting. Ooh, that's very, very lucky. ISU bouncing me. I did not expect to see that. There we go. Another nice penetration into the KV-4. Now, because I have such a tall vehicle, I can actually shoot this guy basically over the entire hill, but well, he's just going to kind of sit there and not look at me, so I'll take advantage of that. We're getting bounces all over the turret. Still a pretty troll turret to penetrate. And with that, let's aim in on this KV again. Yeet! Aw, did not penetrate. Said it was, but It's a bit of a rip anyway. The accuracy is the exact same as an E100. So, yeah, don't expect to be hitting, like, the world's best shots with this vehicle. Now, aha! I did know he was back there, and he cut right through my cupola like butter. Thankfully, we did get a shell into him to at least show him who's boss, and we've got quite a hefty chunk of hit points still left. This vehicle does carry a very hefty chunk of hit points at that. We're still at 500, and, well, we're going to see what we can tap into you. Bip, thank you very much. And, well, let's just push on up here. Maybe we can continue to get some more shells out into vehicles like the Yo. Hello, comrade. Boom. Nice tap into your cupola. And, well, we can back up here. Hopefully you're not going to be able to pen me. I'm hoping that it is a bounce. And, yes, it is. Perfect. So there you go. This is the first game done in the KV-5. While it isn't the greatest of vehicles anymore, we still did do an incredible chunk of damage this battle. Over 3,500 to be exact. So let's go for one more shot into you. And yeet! There you go. And maybe even a ram. No, unfortunately no ram. But you know what? That was a really rare game. I did not expect to pull out 3,800 damage. And, well, there you have it. Pretty solid battle. 84,000 credits as well. So, you can see that we did bounce quite a few shells. It is very troll. Because it's got that boob on the front that has some very weird angles. The turret itself got a huge mantlet. You can get some really incredibly troll bounces. And against tier 7s, as I did say, the armor is very strong. Basically, think tier 7s nowadays are about the same pen as when this vehicle came in as tier 8s. Yeah, kind of unfortunate for the vehicle, I guess. But the real killer and Achilles heel of this tank is tier 9. Imagine an E75 against this. Yeah. You have to load premium. You can't even pen an E75's lower plate. And even if you could penetrate it, the E75 has like basically the same DPM as you, and it's got way more armor. It doesn't weigh as much as me, though. I do not think the E75 weighs 100 tons. I could be wrong, but to what I'm aware, I think it's around 85-ish tons. Kind of like, guess it, E75 TS. But overall, I still enjoy this tank very, very much. For any of you that do own the KV-5 and it's been sitting in your garage collecting dust, I would highly suggest to pull it out. And if you enjoyed today's video and you'd like to see more videos like this on other old relics vehicles, maybe like the Type 59 or other tanks like the T95E2 that nobody really talks about anymore but still might be worth a gander looking at, well, let me know in the comments down below. But, oh baby, here we go again, another tier 8 game. We are up against two tier 9s, an incredibly strong one, the Yagdaigaru. That is probably the deadliest tier 9 tank destroyer, apart from the SU-122 that you can go up against. But, yeah, the biggest thing about the Jagdtiger is that it actually has armor, which I can barely penetrate. As well, we got the Vickers CR, another incredibly strong tank. The Action 10, another incredibly strong tank. Yeah, this battle's going to be tricky. The Action 10 has an incredibly high rate of fire as well, with pretty good damage per shot. I think about 225. No, I think it's 190. I'm getting that confused with the AT-15's gun. But here we go. The speed, we're actually faster than a Tiger II. That is how much horsepower the Russians shoved right into this vehicle. And if you're able to actually get a connecting ram with this tank, you know, let's say like on the Vickers CR, oh, you can bet that it hurts quite a bit. Speaking of the Vickers CR, there's a nice tap right into his vehicle. And that Vickers might think that it out-reloads me, but we might be able to put on our adrenaline here and actually out-reload the Vickers. We've also got an IS-6 over here. Let's aim in and boop. Oh, wow, that was just real fantastic. And, again, yep, there you go. Massive cupola on this vehicle, basically eating that shell for breakfast. Yeah, not fantastic. I don't love that about this vehicle. Now, I don't think that Vickers wants to poke that. We are a very menacing-looking vehicle. That's one thing about the KV-5. Is it? What? How does that not penetrate? But either way, this is a very large vehicle. So with that massive largeness going for it, it is quite a menacing tank. There's a nice penetration into the IS-6, but I am very, very careful at this moment. Thankfully, that Action 10 is learning his lesson very, very quickly for, I guess, what he did, and maybe we can get another shell out, but maybe not. Oh, yeah, so we're getting the shell into the action. Hello, comrade. Yeet! You dead. Nobody likes you. You're smelly. We've also got a Tiger II, which did get a pretty big shell into me. Maybe we can even get a shell into the Vickers. I don't know what he's doing, but I'll take it. You know what? It's a nice pen for me. I'll take any damage I can get. So we got the IS-6 again off to the side, and there is an ISU. Wow, we bounced an ISU out of all the vehicles we could have bounced. We got a bounce from that. That is incredible. Did not expect to get a bounce from that tank any time lately. But we are still in a very, very tricky scenario here. I'm not going to lie. Very, very, very tricky scenario. We got the IS-6 who we couldn't even penetrate. That is so, so sad. We're just stuck here. Unfortunately, my T28 is not really doing much to help me. Let's see, can we pen you? Yeet! There you go. Nice penetration. Let's back up, and hopefully that's IS. Yes, perfect. Okay, so he did not shoot me. Now we are a one-shot for the Yagdaigaru, which is also not fantastic for me, I'm going to be honest. And we've got the IS-6 over here. Let's aim at an HE, maybe, yeet! No, that's a rip in the chat. But you know what? We're going for it. We're going for the Ag Tiger. Now, this is a better game to show where the uselessness of the KV-5 also comes into handy. It really is not great. You know, the armor, it's weak. The tank is very weak, but it can be a very fun tank to play at certain times. And boom, there you go. We got the kill. Now, I don't think we did anything spectacular this game. We maybe did like 1,500 damage, if that. 1,600 in force. So nothing incredible here. Did get some little stickers, though, for the event. I've been honestly not knowing what any of the Kryptos codes are, and I still been getting plenty of these little things here. So that's pretty funny. But yeah, I've almost got my hands on the VK168. 49 to go. 7 hours left, so I'll probably get that little extra bit of credits because, you know, I totally need those credits. But you could see in those two games the stark difference of a good game in the KV-5 when luck is on your side, and then a bad game where you're up against tanks that easily butter through your armor. We literally didn't bounce any shells that game. We got lucky. That ISU, I don't know how that ISU managed to bounce me, but yeah, I guess he did. Probably didn't aim long enough, but I don't know what to say about that. The KV-5, it's an incredibly fun tank. Now, in my personal opinion, the KV-4 is better. It's gotten buffed many times, and if you're running the 107mm Z24, you got very good standard pen and over 300mm of premium pen. This is probably one of the best tanks for saving credits because of how good the penetration is. But that's my personal opinion. A fantastic Russian heavy tank as well. This one's super heavy, 106 tons as well, but obviously it doesn't go that 40 kilometers per hour. This one goes 30. Hopefully all of you enjoyed today's video. If you'd like to see more like it, please consider smashing that subscribe button down below. But other than that, stay happy, stay healthy, and I'll be seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye.